I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Vita and Chip.
Still Veterans Day. So we did a pretty heavy song. This is Shogun, Trivium.
Yep.
So I'm assuming, inshallah.
I felt like you were telling me. I'm like, I know I set it up, but you're probably telling the people.
Inshallah, it's something about like...
You want to know something sweet? I really wanted a banana. And so Vin left all his work and ran to the store and got like 5 bananas for me. But I think... Well, I know everybody pretty much knows that I'm pregnant, but that was like probably the big reason why. But it was very sweet of him, so... Thank you. What?
I don't know why I had to tell people.
Because it was sweet. And I think that it's good to all hear other sides of you. Or that's my channel. I should say that for my channel.
Speaking of her channel.
If you want to see behind the scenes or life with Vin, Sori, and the kids and everything that goes on there, go check out my channel. It's called My Sori Life. The link is here. Have you been adding the links?
Yeah. I think we're all caught up.
You're badass with that.
I am.
And if you want to hear about political things or a religion, then you want to check out Vin's channel, which is Middle America. And on his channel, it's basically like the firesides that we were having. And that's where the firesides have been moved to. So if the firesides were your thing, you got to subscribe over there so that you'll be able to find it. Yep, there's the link for that. It's also in the description if you don't click on it right now. Also,
on that side, like I really need it to be interactive. So we did something on the shootings that have been happening recently, Planned Parenthood ad or whatever. But so like those are like 5-10 minute spots, and then we do the long fireside. So it's like if you have subjects that you want me to comment on, and Sori's in there from time to time. So if you have subjects like that are happening in the ether that you want us to comment on, send it to me in email or whatever, or message me, and that'll give me ideas for the videos.
Don't get offended if we don't pick your idea, though. Please, people.
we're putting out a rather
just looking for reasons to be angry.
I just think people don't realize how much content we're putting out. I mean, we're essentially
and how many requests we have.
We're essentially running 3 channels full speed ahead. And I don't want anybody's pity, but just have some understanding if we don't get to your particular time. Don't be angry. So anyway, another thing that was really, really cool. So we did the Behemoth review. I don't even know if I showed you this. So in the Behemoth review, I talked about the dude behind me with the corpse paint, his girlfriend and all this, and then I'm looking at the thing, and sure enough, last night it was, I think it was his girlfriend or him. He's like, "Oh, that was us, blah 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 blah."
Right.
So it's a big homie Nathan. I don't even know if he wanted us to use his real name, but I just used your real name. And this is him and his girlfriend.
I told you she was cute.
They sent us a picture. I think we're gonna be ending up like talking, chilling with them at some point. But
I'm sure.
But yeah, so it was just pretty cool. If you haven't seen the Behemoth review, check it out. It's right there. But yeah, I thought that was really, 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 really cool. The big homie Nathan reached out to us.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't believe he found us.
Yeah.
He's like, what did he say? Like, if I'd have known it was you guys, I would have hung out a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, you can hear it when Nurgle, in the little clip, when Nurgle said what he said about us, I said, "My brother." I turned around. Because he was the guy that was like, I would ask him, "What song is this? What song?" And he was telling me. He had no idea who we were. So he was just helping me out. And then when Nurgle shouted us out like that, I turned around and said, because Nurgle was talking about like, the community of metal, and I turned around and said, "My brother."
Yeah, I heard you say, "My brother."
Yeah, you can hear it in the video. I give him a high five. But he had no idea who we were. He was just being good to me because I didn't know half the Behemoth songs. So anyway, that's a cool story. All right, Trivium Shogun.
And go.
is now quickening softly. It's painstaking. Look within to calm the storm raging inside the form. There's no turning back. Sacrifice
Wow. That one took so many turns.
We've listened to like 2 or 3 Trivium songs. There's also a Phantom. This is the band that we interviewed that you lost.
Don't say you. That was a we thing. It's in the hard drive somewhere.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Wow.
I didn't name it. And then everything got moved to the hard drive. How do you find something that's unnamed? These things are sour.
God, but anyway, this is like a completely different band from the other songs. There was a song that we listened to is about like a relationship song, da 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 da, and it was like it was good. It was but this is like almost like progressive metal.
Yeah.
That I like. And I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm just reading into this because it's still Veterans Day, but Shogun is it's a samurai. It's a samurai. It's a code.
It's a code?
Yeah, it's Shogun is relative to the samurai and all that stuff. Remember that movie we saw, Last Samurai with Tom Cruise?
Actually,
and it was about like that period where they were going from the old code to the new code and Western influence
Of all the
coming
movies,
in.
that one I remember actually very well.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I did too. It was sad though.
And there was a whole conflict
And
about...
I wanted the samurai to win, but it's an
It's
impossibility.
literally impossible.
Yeah,
No
but they're
way.
just the legend, of them and like the greatness
Code of honor and
Code of, just...
Yeah,
sad
and
to
you were
see that.
saying like it's terrible to see them being killed by such, dishonorable people.
Yes.
That was frustrating.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Honor is very important to me.
Yeah.
That's probably why the movie has impacted me.
Yeah, and that's it's the same thing, it's really strange, like across cultures and times, this concept of honor, the honor of the warrior is. That's why a lot of guys who are like in combat and fight other guys love the dudes that they're fighting because they're the only people on the planet that have that code of honor.
Right? Yeah.
You know
I
what I
can
mean?
see that.
And so it's like, it's the same thing with like, even on the streets. Like, I remember one time we were watching basketball and the guys were going at it, and I said, they're good.
Yeah, I know.
You were
I was
like,
oh,
you
no.
gotta do something. And I was like, nah, they're good. They love each other. It's like,
I'm like, what? And sure enough, the game finished, and then they were good. But I was like, wow, like they were like talking so much trash and it looked like it was about to break out into a fight. But I completely misread the situation.
Yeah,
that's their love language.
Yeah, but it was like, I just kept thinking about The Last Samurai. So like, even when they were saying like, basically, if you win this battle, you're gonna lose. Basically, if you succeed in this battle, you'll lose so much more. There it is. It's like, if you go and abandon the old ways and then embrace the new ways, you might win the battle, but that will cement that you go into the new way of thinking.
Yeah.
Which is what happened. Although, during World War II, you had the whole kamikaze thing, where that's what happened in Pearl Harbor, where they basically took the planes and crashed them. Yeah. So it's that same mentality of like, literally willing to die.
Yeah.
For the honor of your whatever.
Yeah. How is that any different than the suicide bombers?
Well, I think for them it's death for death's sake. Basically, it's like you keep your honor as a warrior till the moment of your death, and you're attacking other combatants. A suicide bomber is going after civilians specifically.
Oh, yeah.
If a suicide bomber went and blew up an army barrack or whatever, like Maliki al-Hassan, I mean,
it would have a different feel to it.
It does. And my brother was on base when that happened. It wasn't his particular base, but he was in Lejeune when Maliki al-Hassan was going around shooting. He was at Fort Hood.
Jesus.
And my brother was in Lejeune. But that's an act of war. I mean, it just so happens that they were unarmed, but that's because we were stupid enough to have a gun-free zone on a military base. Like, I can't even comprehend that. And that dude...
Well, I understand why, the sentiment.
No, I don't. In a military base?
I think, like, it's like to have a spot where you can, like, not think war, just like,
It's a fort. It's called Fort Hood.
Where was it located?
Fort Hood.
Yeah, I know, but where is Fort Hood?
I think it's in Texas or something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's like, hello.
No, I get it. But I can see. I can see why somebody thought it was a nice
Anyway,
idea.
my point is that that's an act of war.
Right.
Right? Like that,
Yeah.
it's in Texas, killing Texas. That's an act of war. Mm-hmm. That's not the same as a person blowing up a bus or something in Tel Aviv. Mm-hmm. That's an act of war.
Yeah.
So these, you know, it's that mentality of like maintaining your honor and fighting honorably and all the rest of it, it was there in you know, Islamic tales of war in the Hadith where Ali was fighting this guy and the dude was like sleeping on him, like, oh, you know, whatever, and then Ali brought it to him because he was bad. He was a bad man.
Yeah.
And Ali, I think one time like the guy's he cut the guy and his pants came down, and then, you know, it's their Arab, so it's shame on our culture. And the guy basically said, "You can't kill me like this," you know, and dishonor. And so Ali let him go or whatever.
Oh, you let him go?
Yeah, he let him go.
I thought you were gonna say he let him strap his pants up and then.
No, he basically let the guy go and whatever. So like, you know, there's just that code of honor of the warrior that,
Yeah.
you know, and there's just some people that are born that way, man. They're just born in the warrior class. Like you could tell with Johan, you know, like when I was 5 years old, I was shoving all these big kids out of my yard. And no conception of the fact that these guys are 2-3 times bigger than me and older than me. Like, come on to me yard. You know, like, there's just some people that are just born.
Johan would not have the concept of that as well. Like, I don't care if they're bigger than me.
Right.
But Johan doesn't have that in him as far as, like, he does some stuff, but he's not like, doesn't want to kick people out of the yard and stuff like that.
Yeah, he wasn't I was a bad kid. I was just a bad person when I was smaller.
Well, Dorian will say, "Get off of our steps."
Right. Dorian will say that. But Johan...
But Dorian won't, like, it's so funny, like, they got pieces of you.
Yeah. God was like, all right, we don't need...
Well, let's split this up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Zoe has my lack of fear of adults
Yep.
when I was a kid. Zoe has zero fear of adults.
Yep.
So it's like...
Fear as in, when he says fear, he means respect.
Yeah.
Most kids wouldn't say the things that she'll say.
Yeah. Most kids have a certain...
People have been saying, "Oh, Zoe's getting a little." I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So it is. I remember I was so like heavily into martial arts as a kid, and this before all the UFC stuff. I was just like really heavy into martial arts. And first it was kung fu, but then there was no, because of Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
There was no, you know, it was like local kung fu, and if there is local kung fu in America, it's dumb. And then it was karate, and then I just started going more and more down to the rabbit hole. And I remember it was this big thick book about samurai culture, and oh man, I just fell in love with it. You couldn't touch another guy's sword; he'd kill you, like just crazy stuff, and losing.
How big was the book? It was real big?
Very thick book.
You read the whole thing?
Read the whole thing in like 2 nights. Yeah, I did. Well, of course, I had nothing else to do. You know, I wasn't going to go out and talk to people because nobody wanted to talk about codes of honor and all that stuff. And I just loved it. You know?
Yeah.
My mom was like, well, this harikari is what they call it. It's like, you know, when you like basically you kill yourself because you dishonored your whatever, you lost a battle or whatever. And my mom was like, well, why are you? And I was like, yeah, but they shouldn't have lost.
They shouldn't have lost. So that made sense to you.
It made complete. I was 11 years old, I think. Mr. Peckham's class.
That must have scared her. No?
I mean, she just. My mom and I kind of had the same type of like.
Oh.
You know, she understood. You know, it's just that she was like, you know.
Oh gosh, I wish I could have met her.
You know, so. Won't walk the earth a spectre, won't hold my tongue from lashing out. This is my writ of honor, drawn by the blood that I have shed. The beasts will soon assemble, conjoining in their putrid flesh. Their hearts don't beat desire, they pump violence and poison, which is ironic for a samurai to say. But I think what he's saying is, as far as war goes, they're not pure warriors. They don't want the fight for the sake of the fight. They just want violence and poison. Because that was their ethic. You know, it's like, and they were initially bodyguards to the emperor. That's what the samurai were.
Oh.
Initially, they weren't like a giant army fighting force. They were initially the bodyguards to the emperor, but.
And then what happened?
But well, I mean, you could deploy them to go and fight, but it was, and you see this in the military. There are people that are like, oh yeah, I signed up for the Montgomery GI Bill and they want to go to college. And there's nothing wrong about that. And then you also meet dudes that love fighting. And it's just there, and they just have the desire to, and there's always like different outlets for dudes to like express that.
There must be people that sign up because they believe in the cause, but
Well, yeah.
they're not like a violent person, but they will do violence. You know what I mean?
But like people who love fighting aren't necessarily violent people.
What?
People who love to fight are not necessarily violent people. Because there's a lot. There's people. Here's what I mean by violent. There's people that just love to see. They love to see blood and pain and suffering.
Oh.
That's what I call a violent person. People who like to fight are like they like to test. They like to test themselves, see how far they can go, see how far they can push.
I didn't really even think there could be a separation.
Yeah, like
too, but I guess
how far can I push myself? How far can I, whatever? And then there's a lot of camaraderie that happens when you're doing that type of thing. And
Yeah, I think I would have liked to fight, but I wouldn't like to have the violence. Like, I don't want to break somebody's arm or something. Remember when was it Ronda Rousey and when they were fighting and then she hurt her, and then she went over after and she like it was like one of them was crying or something. Like which fight was that? Remember?
Yeah.
She got like emotional or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens all the time in UFC. But yeah, they're not violent people. You just want to push yourself to see what you could actually do.
Yeah.
Especially if you train a lot. If you train a lot, it makes you want to fight because it's like you're always curious.
Well, yeah.
Does it actually work?
Does this work? Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you're sitting there in Taekwondo and you're doing all these forms and katas or whatever. You're like, all right, like,
Yeah.
I want to. You just want to see.
Yeah, Zoe's got that. She was, the kids, they like to jump off stairs.
Yeah.
Well, I put a limit, man, because they would friggin' want to go all the way up to the top. I'm like, no, 5 stairs, something boring like that. And they put the beanbag chair. We got this really nice beanbag chair that's like really stretchy. It's not like the old-fashioned ones that are like plasticky. And she's like, I don't like the beanbag chair. Dorian goes, why didn't you like the beanbag chair? And she's like, honestly, it's like cheating. She goes, it breaks my fall and it just makes the whole thing easier. And it just doesn't make it as challenging and it's like as if I didn't do it. Yeah. She's got that she wants to do it and she wants to do it right.
She's solid.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, but I worry these kids, they're always wanting to push the limits. But I did too as a kid. I remember jumping off the stairs and we would see how high we could go. Until finally you'd say, okay, that's high enough. We didn't do it around when my mom was around. Because my mom probably would have shut it down. Mm-hmm. We'd wait till she was working or whatever. So, but the kids, they started jumping when I was right there. I'm like, hey, you can't do that. They were going that high.
Imagine if you, that was all your life, that's what you lived, that was your culture, and then all that's now changing.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Very, very different. And that's what he's saying. I can't wait for it all to come crashing down on your face. Mm-hmm. You want the next people to you want it to go bad. So that way they'll say, oh, we should have stayed with the old ways. Yeah, yeah.
But the facts are, as technology advances, the new is better sometimes, You
have to be able to, because really what it is it's the spirit of the warrior. It's not the, whatever, but again, the codes change too, and that was the problem, especially when you have
of course.
Western influence, because those Westerners are coming in.
Well, there was such a depth to their reasoning behind what they were doing, and just everything had a purpose. I love it when there's meaning poured into stuff, and maybe that's why I like Christmas so much. Is because for me, Christmas has a lot of meaning. It has a lot of memories. It has a lot of. I love Christmas. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
But maybe for them, such a rich history and such a reason to why they did each thing that they did, and then to be in the generation that saw that getting lost, and that would.
Yeah, there's no
tough.
turning back.
No.
I'm witness to the changing.
Yeah, and that would be really, really tough.
Yeah. Take all you have brought to sacrifice, for you will lose much more. If you succeed in this battle, you're sacrificing the entire, our entire culture, our entire way of life, and that it becomes a Pyrrhic victory where you win you lose in winning.
I know.
Basically, is a
Right.
pure victory.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the time has come to face all evil. But the way these guys just completely blacked out. Like there's some times when just musically or whatever, something it's the same thing, you know, in sports it's called being in the zone where
Yep.
every shot you take it's just in, you know that you're gonna, it's just
Yeah.
like something happened with these guys on this song, man.
Yeah.
It's just like that's it. Everybody,
Yeah, it didn't
that's
sound.
it.
I was like, who are these people?
Yeah, who? Yeah, it's just,
I'm like, I'm pretty sure we've heard some of this because you know it's hard for me to remember everything that we've listened
yeah,
to.
Paolo, that's the guy we talked to on bass. Yeah, it was
I
unbelievable.
really should try to find it.
Yeah. Shout out to the big homie. Thanks for interviewing us. Nergal gives us a pick, we lose it. Paolo gives us an interview, we lose it. We're like the worst channel of all time. Dan's gonna quit. I'm done with you guys. By the way, shout out to our team.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the hard work. Pony, Peter for your commentary. Peter's awesome because he's like, you guys are idiots. But he's European, so he does it in a very diplomatic fashion.
Yeah, it's like
You guys are morons.
it's it's like I went with one of my friends to the doctors, and the doctor was like Middle Eastern or Indian. I don't know what he was. I can't remember. And I just remember like he told the person like the reason that your back is hurting is because you're too fat and your belly is hanging out like that.
Yeah.
And I could not believe the doctor said that. Like,
Unbelievable.
tighten up your abs and your back won't hurt so
Yeah,
much.
everything will be fine. Yeah, that's Peter. He's
I
like,
mean, I think that he was right, but it was just very shocking to
he
hear.
was like, the reason you're struggling is because you're an idiot. Oh, thank you, Peter. I appreciate it.
He's like, all this is a good idea, you
Thank-
know, this Trello thing, but if you're not going to keep up with it, then it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Basically, is what he's telling me.
Yeah, well, he's right.
He's right. He's completely right.
You
I was
got
like,
not all is like a horse. He's a workhorse.
Yeah,
He'll apologize for like, oh my buddy came over for dinner.
I know.
Oh,
you should have a life.
You terrible person who's not on call for 24 hours. But it's the way that we work. We put out so much stuff that
It puts all that pressure
it
on
makes
everybody.
you feel
I
like
know.
you have to do it. Anyway, so thank you guys. And then Pony's gonna be designed. I mean, it's just we just got to really get.
And
to
then Nexus Media. He gave us a deal on the website.
Yeah, he did.
He did, and then like we just been working him. So finally, it's like, okay, we gotta chill.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's
But
good
thank
stuff.
you for all the hard work.
Yeah, but like sonically, musically, this song was just like they just blacked out. They just went crazy. You know, this is a special song, man. And this is just it's a prog song. It's like a progressive song, and I usually hate progressive songs, but this song I really
But
like.
it had like death vocals in there, and it like went
Clean
through.
vocals, and yeah, that vocalist, whoever he
And
is.
then it went through some like pretty section, and
Yeah.
there's something for everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's you know, it's like I was listening to Neo when I was shopping in Walmart, and I was listening to another band I'm not gonna mention. It was like, good 3 minutes, you know. But Neo, I was able to just go get the water, go get the orange juice, and like it was
It's
just
the
like,
Hawaiian sweet roll.
yeah. And then I was driving my brother home. He's like, yo man, you gotta get me this record. It was a Neo with the Scars record, so.
Oh really?
Yeah. Maybe I can get Zen to send him a signed copy or something. Share him up. But I love the song. I think the name of the album is called Shogun, so it's probably a concept record. But yeah, this is definitely going into the car. So you have the shower collection, and I have the car collection.
Yep.
This is going into the car next to my Borknagar record. Well, my Borknagar record is going to stay in there, and then my yeah. Anyway, what do you get the song?
It's tough because like the I think that the lyrically what it's about I think is something that like surpasses like all. I think that could go in the vault. So lyrically I think it's a 10 as far as the concept. Musically I'm going with a 9.5.
This is a 10 for me.
So 9.7 I guess.
I haven't given a 10 in a while, actually.
You haven't.
Yeah, there's about 13 songs in,
Except
and I haven't
me.
given a 10. I've given you a 10. You're a 10. This is a 10. Pajol.
Yep. There you have it.
I really enjoyed this song.
And the review and go listen to it.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.
Fortune.